There must be a story or a message that I can say or share with people. Otherwise, why paint? It's just going to be just another picture. So the paintings that I do, I call them story paintings. So a message has to be there as much as possible during the study. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes I just do this just to practice. Based on how I interact with what I'm painting, the story may come. I don't try to force it. So I'm painting in the trees right now, and because the ground is still a little wet, some of the trees are melting into the ground right here, and I'm not too worried about it. We might get some melting where I'm not expecting it, so I have to be very careful about that. I'm not spending too much time painting all these detail. They're just suggestions. So I wet this big portion of where the water will be, and the idea is the blue will run down into the clear water, and that clear water will pull down the blue pigment to have a very nice, soft and smooth gradation. So I don't want this ground to be too dark. Just swirl it around like that. So the swirling just sort of kills the white a little bit without making that area too dark. Okay, let's see if we can do some splatter effects here. I think my brush is wet enough, and we'll do that. And we'll do this and that. We'll just do that. Boom, boom, boom. And what this does is it gives me points to make patches. You know, I don't want to put too much splatter here because this grass here is just going to help support the story that I'm trying to tell. So I don't want to bring too much attention to it. One of the ways that you can paint fast and loose bushes is to just do splatters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to aim to splatter within that shape. And I want to start off with this bright yellow because that's where the light is hitting this bush. I'm connecting now two shapes, the bush and the ground. And how I'm doing that is I'm letting the colors melt into each other. So now it is just one shape and it's simplified. And I don't have to paint the bush first, then the ground next, because then it would look cut out. So we're gonna go with the Inukshuk now. And the challenge here is to not paint it gray. This is about how you want to see what is in front of you. So I have all these colors here, why not use it? Let's have fun with it. So here we have some warm colors and some of the cooler colors, because if you paint this in all cool colors, let's say blues and greens and purples, there's not much interest going on. But if you vary your colors here, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of energy. I dropped some clear water in this area here, and it's starting to push the pigments away. And what that does is it'll give us interesting shapes, much like the texture of rock. So it's a combination of letting the water do what it wants and you sort of establishing some kind of control where you can. You get your brush with a lot of water and a lot of pigment, and then you take another brush and you just tap. Because this is something you won't be able to recreate if you were to just paint it with a brush. But notice, I don't paint everything. That's one bit of good news about painting. You don't have to paint everything. This pathway here is a very strong directional shape. By keeping it white, it will lead the eye straight to it. So you might think that the main actor is the Inukshuk, but guess what? There's a cast shadow happening to the dog, and then the dog is looking up at the little bird, and the little bird is looking straight at you, inviting you to the painting. What is this dog thinking about? What does it want with me? Has he seen a new friend? This is for Opus.
There we go.